Well, well, how's it going? I found something special, so I wanted to share it with all of you. A dating hell story, and I don't know what else to say, but you're gonna find out. This is interesting. So let's just read this story, and yeah, here we go. I'm not going to use a username in this for specific reasons. You'll see by the end of it, but yeah. Anyway, this is. She wanted me to stay a sidewalk width apart while on a date. We met on Hinge, talked via voice chat a few days, probably 3 hours total. We had quite a lot of chemistry, and I mean, it's pretty natural chemistry. We're both interested in hearing what the other person had to say. Financially, we're both pretty up there, upper middle class jobs, six-figure incomes for each of us. We're both well educated and have similar background. We even work in the same industry. Not saying anything, I'm gonna let you draw your own conclusions, kids. Chemistry, check. Financially stable and financial equals, check. Similar life goals, check. Her age, early 30s. My age, mid 30s. I'm not bald, thank God, and have a full head of hair, styled well. My face is 5.5, 6.5 out of 10. Her face is 6 to 7 out of 10. But I'm overweight, 230 pounds. My height is 6'2", hers is 5'9". You starting to see some stuff? Yeah, well, we're not done. We seemed to tick all the boxes that should make for an easy first date, but the moment she saw me IRL, she quite literally started walking backwards like a frightened child. Except her micro-expressions were that of disgust or anger, not fear. She was visibly and obviously repulsed and disgusted by me, just due to being overweight. My profile pictures are taken at angles that make it less obvious, but I do have that one that is mildly revealing to that. So you admit that your pictures aren't true. Fascinating. She changed from girl frantically texting me because I was running late instantly into, I find you gross but don't want to appear impolite, let's get this over with. We went from lots of chemistry to deadpan in mere seconds. Yeah, it's probably because you kinda lied, dude. After that, we proceeded to walk to the cafe about half a mile away. The whole way, she out loud says, stay at least a sidewalk width distance from me, which basically told me she finds me disgusting or dangerous. I'm a big guy, but dangerous is the last word I would describe my gentle self with. Okay, so without any other context, that is kind of a rude thing to say, but let's continue. So yeah, she literally wants a sidewalk all to herself. What kind of absurd, crazy person does that? Personal space is one thing, but this is like parking in 4 parking spaces. It's unreasonable, especially when on a date. You want to crush someone's self-esteem and confidence, get them to feel like they're disgusting to you. Her disgust basically doomed any potential for chemistry from there on. Anyway, we had our deadpan date that was practically a waste of time. She didn't open up to me at all, or even try to connect. Literally, the conversation was so platonically unromantic that even PG sounds like too high a rating. I left disappointed, but also extremely hurt. Not because she rejected me. That happens all the time. I'm so used to it I expect it at this point. But I was hurt because of how she rejected me. Her reaction of continuous disgust hurt me to my core, and now I'm honestly really fucking depressed about it. More than I normally am after a rejection. Because now, not only am I ugly, I'm also disgusting. I knew it was 100% looks at that point. The weird thing is, I have a promising date with someone else lined up soon, but I can't shake this blow to confidence that this did. And we're not done with this story. I'm just going to let other stuff happen here, because this post has 38 comments at the time of recording, so let's just read some of these comments, shall we? I'm not going to name names, but I will tell you when it's the OP. This person says, like others have said, don't hide what you actually look like. It doesn't really matter what the chemistry was like before you realize that the other person has deceived you. Many people find deception to be a huge deal breaker. I say this as someone who has catfished by a handful of ladies when I first started online dating. Good luck in the future, though. And OP replies, but then they'll all swipe left and I get no matches. So, the original person replies, so, you'd rather have this happen than sit at home waiting for someone who likes the real you to come along? Trust me, dude, I'm short as fuck and probably get a slight uptick in matches if I said that I was 6'1" or something. But one, lying is sad as fuck, and two, what am I gonna do, stand on a milk crate the entire date? How has this experience not taught you anything? You have to have a more positive and mature viewpoint on dating. Are you starting to see where this is going? Let's continue. Another group has this conversation. It sucks. No two ways around it. I've had bad first dates that went from can't wait to talk to you every moment to polite, not feeling it. I've had mutual, which was actually pretty cool, and I've had it in both directions. Both suck. Maybe it was physical, maybe not. I had one a couple years ago that just reminded me of an abusive ex. I tried to ignore it, but it kept spotting on more things that were way too bang on, you know? I'm sure she thinks it was physical appearance, but that definitely wasn't it. A lot of relationships end. Many more, way more than half in my experience, don't make it that far. Go on the next date. Kick ass. And OP replies, why do you think the weird stay a sidewalk with away thing happened? I mean, I've had girls reject me and never outright not even want to be near me. That's just juvenile. And another person replies, lying about your weight is also kind of juvenile. And OP replies, but nevertheless, this is kind of what black-pilled me. Personality and charisma don't matter at all, aka blue pill is shit. Looks are all that matters. Did you see why I wanted to read this one? You feeling it? The first person replies, yeah, it's not anything about that pill BS. You want a good date? Be up front. Put your honest photos up, not angled. If you don't want a superficial date, don't emphasize superficial stuff. You listed off your physical traits in a post, but what makes you a good human? By the same token, if you want to attract someone who isn't superficial, you better be giving chances to the girls whose personalities turn you on, not their looks. Whatever you're asking for, my dude, you need to be giving. You'll see a change in your dating. OP replies, agreed. However, I only bring it up because women, not men, are often the ones that say that looks don't matter. And the same person replies, both say this BS equally. It's on you to 1, be honest, 2, when someone shows you they are superficial, it's a negative on their character. The minute this girl gave you a disgusted look, you needed to have just called it. Not be rude, just end the date. I'm not sure we're actually matching is all you had to say. You can get a cab or just pay for yourself and leave. Let her deal with herself. Go find someone who doesn't have this shoddy character. But finding someone, that begins with you and what you're putting out there. Best of luck for your dates out there. So we also have this wonderful little comment chain that I just want to share with you before we get into my own thoughts. This thing, let me just read. These are different people. And again, I'll say whenever, OP shows up. Honestly, the fact that you're saying, we both make lots of money, we should be compatible, and the fact that you rated both of your looks makes me think something else is at play here. Sounds really incel-y, and I'm feeling like maybe she picked up on something that you're not giving us the side of. Lying about your weight, using flattering angles, is concerning. Maybe you showed up looking like someone else completely, and she was worried for her safety, thinking you used pictures of someone else. So, what did you show up to this date wearing? You used deodorant, cologne, shower beforehand? Something else is obviously up here. And another person replies, OP's comments smell of something. Lack self-esteem, lack self-awareness. People can tell whether you're comfortable with yourself. Maybe she picked up on that once they were in person. I think some personal growth is required before we can get to a place of having healthy, smooth interactions. And another person says, the best part is he's ripping her apart about him being judged about his looks, and then in his responses, he complains saying, quote, I'd never date a chubby woman. Incel is literally written all over this. To which another person says, OP straight up said, quote, this is what black-pilled me in a comment here, so clearly, incel. Yeah. But then the OP replies, I hate that insult. I've never had luck with women, but please don't call me an incel. I don't associate with that crowd. They hate women. Even some red pill people look very MGTOW. I'm not that way at all. I'm just a guy who hasn't had luck with women. Black pill, from what I understand, is about a community says attraction, charisma, personality, and all of those come second place to physical attraction and your genetics. That's the part I'm talking about. I'm just not physically attractive. I've done all the other self-improvement stuff. I'm very accomplished and capable otherwise in life. To which a person replies, dude, if you don't want any association with that crowd, don't use their terminology. Thank you. I was actually going to say that. Black pill is an incel thing. It literally revolves around the fact that it's over for genetically inferior men, and that you have no hope of ever getting laid, and it's all because women are horrible, shallow things. People who follow this ideology do hate women. Go on any incel website and you'll see black-pilled individuals happily discussing horrible things happening to women. And the OP replies, and there's feminists who chop off their husbands' penises. Showing the extreme of something is a straw man argument. No, incel does not mean black pill. No, it doesn't, and that's not even what they said. You're using terminology. Black pill is incel terminology. Even someone who is an incel can agree with me on that. This is vocabulary. This is like deciding whether or not the word the means the. This is not a difficult thing to understand here, dude. Black pill in its basic form merely says that women are hypergamorous and genetically motivated by their biology to seek out superior genes. It's a response to a red pill, which says everything is about pickup artists, ticks, and manipulation. And red pill is a response to what has been titled blue pill, and the standard advice you get from your grandma or Disney that's nice sounding, but they're not really true. Incels are more synonymous with MGTOW. That group is more anti-women. However, the dictionary meaning of the phrase is not the same as what it's become associated with. You say this as if you know all these things, but you were saying how you're not associated with any of these things, so why do you know all of this without any provocation? Involuntary celibate means you can't find a sexual partner. That's all it means in literal form. But incel now means colloquially and MGTOW, for better or worse. That's your etymology on these terms. Putting everyone who uses X-pill terminology under the same umbrella is disingenuous, and you know it. Be more nuanced. To which the person replies, that's a lot of words for I blame women for all my problems. Whatever helps you sleep at night. And then we have one more. Women giving their opinions on how you're coming off to other women with the intentions of actually helping you have better luck with women. Well, actually, be more nuanced. Yeah, it definitely has to only be your looks to blame here, dude. Can't possibly be anything else, clearly. So, as you can see, this is the reason why I wanted to read this. And, like I do with a lot of these, I'll give my own little piece of advice. First off, I agree with a lot of the people commenting on this. If the moment you go on a date with someone and they react in that manner, just say, okay, this was a loss. It's a learning experience. I thought we clicked. We clearly don't. I won't force you to stick around me the entire evening, especially since it seems like you're not really into it. Let's just go our own ways. Buy yourself a slice of cake on the way home. Enjoy your evening. Or whatever. Whatever the fuck makes you happy, dude. However, there's a lot more that you're not saying, which is definitely showing more about this. The constant use of incel terminology, and you can argue about that all you want, but it's literally just terminology. That's basically how that works. We all know that now. That's a thing. And the fact that you had to compare specifically looks and money, well, that really does say a lot about your personality. This description is incredibly shallow. The fact that your entire focus is on looks more than personality is incredibly shallow. And despite the fact that this has been said about 1,000 times, you can say that there are better looking people out there and women only want guys who have better looks, but your personality is the main thing that's causing the problem here. You know, because nobody wants to hang out with that guy. I've seen multiple times where the guy can be really good looking, but if he's an asshole, he still gets dumped. Personality plays a lot into how a long-term relationship works. If you're just trying to score a hookup, then I guess looks are a thing. But you're talking as if you're looking for a relationship. But then you're focusing on looks, which tells me You're kinda not, though, are you? Personality plays a massive part in whether or not you can be in a relationship with someone for a long period of time. Compatibility is a massive thing in that. You started this entire interaction by basically lying. You didn't do anything to correct that or explain anything. And whenever this person was clearly not interested, you pushed forward with this idea that you could somehow win them over. Again, this isn't saying that the other person in this random woman who we don't know, isn't completely without blame. That is kind of an insulting thing to do, to be like, stay so many feet away from me. I don't know her motivation for saying that, but without any kind of other, information, it does seem incredibly rude. Because, yeah, that is kind of incredibly rude. However, if somebody started doing that, if that's their reaction, dude, just fucking end the date. Just be like, this isn't working. We should just, that's it. Call it there. But the fact that you had to argue with all of these people and constantly use incel terminology while talking about how it's, anything about personality, anything about getting to know someone, anything that involves any kind of connection at all is a bad thing. Yeah, that says everything needs to be said, doesn't it? I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm off base. Maybe you guys know more than me. Whatever. Go ahead. Tell me. Leave comments. Tell me what you think. Also, make sure to like and subscribe while you're at it. I know, that was a really smooth transition. I have a Ko-Fi and a merch store. These things help support me far more than YouTube ever does, because YouTube kind of sucks. So, make sure to check those out. If you have your own story to send me, could be about anything, send it to r/Moonhorse Stories. I'll check it out. And every weekend we stream on different platforms, but they're there. You can check them out. I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.